जय राधा कुंज विहारी जय राधा माधवा कुंज विहारी कुंज विहारी गोपी जन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी जय गोपी जन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी गोपी जन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी जय गोपी जन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी यशोदानन्दन व्रज जनरञ्जन यशोदानन्दन व्रज जनरञ्जन जय राधा कुंज बिहारी राधा कुंज बिहारी राधे जय राधा कुंज बिहारी राधा कुंज बिहारी राधे जय जगन्नाथ जय बलदेवा माई सुभद्रा जय जगन्नाथ जय जय श्रीनाथ जी जय बालगोपाल श्रीनाथ जी जय गिरि गोवर्धन जय श्रीनाथ जी जय बालगोपाल जय श्रीनाथ जी जय गिरि गोवर्धन जय गौरनिताय 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 जय गौरनिताय अष्टोत्तर श्री श्रीमद हिज डिवाइन ग्रेस भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी श्रील प्रभुपाद जय ओम विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिव्राजकाचार्य अष्टोत्तर श्री श्रीमद हिज डिवाइन ग्रेस भक्ति सिद्धांत सरस्वती ठाकुर गोस्वामी महाराज प्रभुपाद की अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की ग्रंथराज श्रीमद्भागवतम की प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद की हरे कृष्ण। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय
ओम नमो Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Narayanam Namaskrityam
Narayanam Namaskritya.
Naram Chaiva Narottamam
Naram Chaiva Narottamam.
Devim Saraswatim Vyasam
Devim Saraswatim Vyasam.
Tato Jayamudiraye
Jayamudiraye.
Nashtaprayashu Abhadreshu
Namastaprayashu Bhadreshu.
Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya
Nityam Bhagavatam Sevaya.
Bhagavati Uttama Shloke
Bhagavati Uttama Shloke.
Bhaktir Bhavati Naistiki
Bhaktir Bhagavati Nastiki.
Krishnaya Vasudevaya Devaki Nandanaya Cha Nanda Gopa Kumaraya Govindaya Namo Namaha. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Welcome to Devasadan Mandir. Shrimadbhagavatam reading. We are reading from Canto 1, Chapter 8, entitled Prayers by Queen Kunti, text 34. Bharavatāranya ayanye bhuvo nava ivo dadau siddhantya bhuri bharena jato hi atma bhuvartita bharavatāranya bhuvo nava iva dadau siddhantya bhuri bharena jato hi atma bhuvartita. Bharavatara nanyanye bhuvo nava ivo dadau siddhantya bhuri bharena jato hi atma bhuvartita. We'll go word by word. Bharavatāranya, just to reduce the burden to the world.
Just to reduce the burden of the world.
Anye, others. Bhuva, of the world. Nava, boat. Iva, like. Udadav, on the sea. Siddhantya, aggrieved. Bhuri, extremely. Bharena, by the burden. Jata, you are born. He, certainly. Atma Bhuva, by Brahma. Artita, being prayed for. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. Translation. Others say that the world being overburdened like boat at sea is much aggrieved, and that Brahma, who is your son, prayed for you, and so you have appeared to diminish the trouble. Please repeat. Others say that the world being overburdened like a boat at sea is much aggrieved, and that Brahma, who is your son, prayed for you, and so you have appeared to diminish the trouble. Purpose. Brahma, or the first living being born just after the creation, is the direct son of Narayana. Narayana, as Garbhodaksha Vishnu, first of all entered the material universe. Without spiritual contact, matter cannot create. This principle was followed from the very beginning of the creation. The Supreme Spirit entered the universe, and the first living being, Brahma, was born on a lotus flower. flower grown out of transcendental abdomen of Vishnu. Vishnu is therefore known as Padmanabha. Brahma is known as Atmabhu because he was begotten directly from the father without any contact of mother Lakshmiji. Lakshmiji was present near Narayana, engaged in the service of Lord, and still, without contact with Lakshmiji, Narayana begot Brahma. That is the omnipotency of the Lord. One who foolishly considers Narayana like other living beings should take a lesson from this. Narayana is not an ordinary living being. He is the personality of Godhead himself, and he has all the potencies of all the senses in all parts of his transcendental body. An ordinary living being begets a child by sexual intercourse, and he has no other means to beget a child other than the one designated for him. But Narayana, being omnipotent, is not bound to any condition of energy. He is complete and independent to do anything and everything by his various potencies very easily and perfectly. Brahma is therefore directly the son of the father and was not put into the womb of a mother. Therefore, he is known as Atmabhu. This Brahma is in charge of further creations in the universe, secondarily reflected by the potency of the omnipotent. Within the halo of the universe, there is a transcendental planet known as Svetadipa, which is the abode of Kshirodakshaya Vishnu, the Paramatma feature of the Supreme Lord. Whenever there is trouble in the universe that cannot be solved by the administrative demigods, they approach Brahmaji for a solution. And if it is not to be solved even by Brahmaji, then Brahmaji consults and prays to Kshirodakshaya Vishnu for an incarnation and solution to the problems. Such a problem arose when Kamsa and others were ruling over the earth, and the earth became too much overburdened by the misdeeds of Asuras. Brahmaji, along with other demigods, prayed at the shore of Kshirodaka ocean, and they were advised of the descent of Krishna as the son of Vasudeva and Devaki. So some people say that Lord appeared because of prayers of Brahmaji. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshuranmalitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamahyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Gurum Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sagana Raghunatanvitam Tam Sadivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parigana Saitam Krishna Chaitanya Deva Shri Radha Krishna Padam Sagana Lalita Shri Vishakanvitamsta He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Haripriye Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Krupa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Namam Vishnupadaya Krishna Prestaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swaminiti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Prasarine Nirvisesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. We are reading from Canto 1, Chapter 8, Prayers by Queen Kunti. I will go again, translation. Others say that the world being overburdened like a boat at sea is much aggrieved, and that Brahma, who is your son, prayed for you, and so you have appeared to diminish the trouble. So yesterday we have seen one of the reason of Lord appearance, as Kunti Maharani is quoted in her prayer, that since both Vasudeva and Devaki in their previous birth as Sutapa and Prishni prayed for having Supreme God as their son, Krishna appeared to them as the Supreme Personality of Godhead himself. And she also, Kunti Maharani even said, like, undoubtedly you are unborn, yet you take your birth for their welfare, like devotees' welfare. and to kill those who are envious of demigods. So today we are going to see another reason that Brahmaji's prayers to the Supreme Lord, when Mother Earth consulted him due to overburden on her planet, Mother Earth, by various demons and various sinful persons. So today we are going to see like three main points, like what it means for the earth to be overburdened, and how Lord responds when Dharma declines, and how has his appearance is ultimately an act of his independence and mercy. So, first comes is the burden of the earth. Here Queen Kunti compares the earth to a boat in the ocean which is overloaded and about to sink. See, what could be the burden? Was it a physical burden like mountains, hills, plateaus or something like that? No, it was not that burden, but the burden which here Mother Earth was quoting is right. The sinful rulers and irreligious principles that are being aroused during that time, and people are being misled by those irreligious rulers and their atrocities committed against innocent people and devotees. That was the burden in that for that planet Earth or Mother Earth. So imagine a city or a town like or a state having too many criminals, and the crime rate is very much high in that respective area. So obviously the government which is ruling over there feels much burden, like overburdened upon seeing all the crime act going on, and it could be a hotspot for crime area in that state. So obviously they are gonna take charge of that state immediately, and major law enforcement acts could be enforced. And even if it is not possible for them to control, they will even ask for the country government or president help in that scenario, just to make sure the law and law enforcement acts accordingly in that state and to protect their citizens. So we in scriptures see many examples in Mahabharata, like there are various demoniac rulers like Jarasandha, Kamsa, Shishupala. So all this, and Duryodhana, who has gained later power. So all those are adharmic persons, like irreligious rulers who have exploited others and causing harm to innocent persons and many devotees, as we see example of Duryodhana causing various troubles to Pandavas, who are very much dear devotees of Supreme Lord Sri Krishna. And Kamsa, we have seen many atrocities which are being committed in the city of Mathura towards the innocent people, and he collected enormous tax from the people of various other villages, and people have been very much tortured in that in his reign. So during this time, Mother Earth, she felt very much burdened about it, and she consulted Lord Brahma and has spoke about her pain and grief, because the people who are surviving on this planet, it's her responsibility to her to make sure like they sustain their life in a peaceful way. But still, if she feels overburdened, and these demoniac persons not only committing atrocities against the citizens, but also committing atrocities against the nature and exploiting it their resources and using for their own sense gratification. And even in our modern world also, there might not be kings, but there are many rulers who have been corrupted and exploiting various resources for their own benefits and involving in many scams or many legal cases for their own family welfare profits. Similarly, the earth is not burdened by her natural resources but by the misuse of those resources for sinful purposes. So we can also think of a everyday example, like imagine a household where one irresponsible person in a family. Suppose if in a family there is one person who don't know how to well behave with others and who is very irresponsible, who doesn't listen to his elders. So he creates chaos. The entire family feels overburdened by that person's behavior and by that person's attitude. It's almost seen like the person will be just, even though he's in the family, he is just being separated from all the regular activities of the family, and he's not being that much cared, because even though like elderly persons say to him, approach him, say in a rightly manner, even though he does not even bother about what they are saying, so eventually the care and affection of that family towards him will be gradually reduced. So the entire family feels overburdened. So see, only the family, in a family only one person is like that, means the family feels overburdened. So how the Mother Earth would be feeling if there are enormous and millions of people who are committing atrocities against the many of the innocent people. So the first lesson is like real burden is not physical weight, but sinful leadership and irreligion is the burden, actual burden of the Mother Earth. So when Mother Earth was distressed, she approached Brahma in the form of a cow weeping. Brahma then approached Kshirodakha ocean and started meditating upon Kshirodakshaya Vishnu for a solution to this problem, because even Brahmaji don't know how to resolve this problem, because that demons, they were at that time, their atrocities have reached a very farther position that he couldn't even control that demons. So here we are in the purport, we see like Brahma is the first living being just after the creation, and he came directly out of navel of the Garbhodakshaya Vishnu from a lotus flower. So without the intervention of Mother Lakshmi ji, he was born just by the Garbhodakshaya Vishnu. He himself has made the Brahma evolve out of him through the lotus flower. So that's the reason Brahma is known as Atmabhu, like he was evolved, he was begotten directly from the father without any contact of mother. And Vishnu, Garbhodakshaya Vishnu is called Padmanabha because his navel has lotus flower in it. So that's the reason he was called Padmanabha. And so this proves the omnipotency of the Lord. He can do anything by himself. He is independent. He is not dependent on any others for any other activity. Jai Shri Shri Radha Kunti Jai Jagannath Jai Baladev Shri Brahma Jai Shri Gauranga. So he is independent and he is omnipotent. He can do anything by his own. Then Brahma, he is now responsible for further creation of the material universe. Already it's been created, but still there is still the process of creating living entities and all the placing of all the planets in a right position, and that so Brahma is in charge for that. So eventually, when we get the problem, we approach to a if we get a health problem, we approach to a doctor. If we get a social problem, something like that, we approach to specific department like police or some legal department to solve that. So similarly, Mother Earth, she feels overburdened by the weight of this demons and their sinful activities. She approached her in charge like Brahmaji, her immediate in charge. So Brahmaji, even he could not resolve that problem. So he approached his master like Supreme Lord Vishnu, his father. Then he started meditating on Shirodakshaya Vishnu, and in that meditation, Shirodakshaya Vishnu conveyed message like, I will be coming on, I will be appearing on the earth and for solving the problem. You can please go forward. I will take the appearance in a right moment. So he delivers that message to Brahmaji. So this shows us the principle, like when we are overburdened, we should know whom to approach. The earth went to Brahma and Brahma went to Krishna or Supreme Lord Vishnu. So similarly, we approach Guru, Sadhu and Shastra who connect us to the Supreme Lord. Whenever we are in distress, or whenever we are not in a good mood to do some spiritual activity, or whenever we feel we are influenced by Maya or some other association have influenced us and it makes us obstacle for our progress in spiritual life, we need to consult our mentors, gurus, so that they can guide us in how to progress in our spiritual life. And also we can take the help of Shastras and many saintly people. Their association, even moment of their association, brings a lot of change and progress in our spiritual lives. That's the one thing. And coming to next is the reason of Lord's appearance. So why Krishna appears in this material world? In Bhagavad Gita, Krishna confirms in chapter 4, text 7 and 8, Yada yada hi dharmasya glanir bharata abhyuthanam adharmasya tadatmanam srijamyaham. Whenever and wherever there is decline in religious principles, I descend myself over there and to establish the religious principles. In this text, Krishna himself says in Bhagavad Gita. And in the further next text, Paritranaya sadhunam vinashaya cha dushkrutam dharma samstapanathaya sambhavami yuge yuge. So, in order to protect the devotees or innocent people and to annihilate the miscreants, and also to establish the dharma or religious principles in the world, he appears millennium after millennium. As we see in Satya Yuga, Treta Yuga, Dwapara Yuga, Kali Yuga, the Lord is appeared in various incarnations. In Dwapara Yuga, he appeared in his original form as Krishna. But in other yugas, like in Satya Yuga, he appeared as Varaha Swami and like Narasimha Swami. And in Treta Yuga, it's Lord Sri Ram. And in Dwapara Yuga as Krishna. And in Kali Yuga, he appeared as one of the incarnation is Lord Buddha, and the other incarnation only one day in Brahma, Lord appears as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu Gauranga. And at the end of Kali Yuga, the Kalki avatar, he comes as Kalki avatar to annihilate all the miscreants and the demoniac people, and to completely wash away the Kali Yuga and the beginning of Satya Yuga. Lord appears for that. So these are three main reasons, like protecting the devotees, like Paritranaya Sadhunam, and to destroy the demons, Vinashaya Dushkritam, and to re-establish the Dharma. So one may think like, one may even question, see, you say Supreme Lord is fully independent and he is fully powerful, all powerful. So why he has to descend from spiritual world to material world? He can just make the things possible from there itself. So I would like to narrate a story about it. Once in the rule of Mughal Empire, there lived King Akbar. Under the reign of Akbar, there was Minister Birbal. So there was the same discussion happening between both of them. Akbar questioned Birbal, see, your Lord is, you are saying too much about your Lord, like he is very powerful and he is all potent. So he can control all these activities and he can control all this by staying there itself. So why he has to descend and why he has to make his presence over here? Why can't he make over situating in the spiritual world itself? Then Birbal tries to convince him, but he couldn't convince. So he says, I will practically show you on the following day. Then they both, on the following day, they both go on a river stream, on the boat. So while they were going, Birbal arranges such a way that Akbar sees a person was drowning in the river, and it exactly resembling the prince or his son. So without any further action, he immediately leaps into the river and he immediately grabs that prince. But actually it's not the prince, it's just a resembling toy. It was kept by Birbal. Later this was been informed by Birbal. So after coming out, Akbar says to Birbal, why have you done this? Then Birbal says like, see, when your son is drowning in that river or lake, you did not even think of a moment and you did not think of any alternative. Like you are a king and you can even order your soldiers or your ministers to leap over the river and get your prince. But still, you have taken an immediate action to protect your son. So the same applies to the Supreme Lord himself. When his devotees are being punished or when devotees are being suffered very critically, he not even thinks for a moment. He descends himself into this material world to protect them. That's the primary reason that why he appears. He can control this material cosmic manifestation just by glance, because just by his perspiration, material cosmic manifestation has been, many universes have been emanating from him, and just by his glance, all the annihilation would also be happen. But the reason to appear in this material world is like, the main reason is for his devotees and upliftment of his devotees. Many souls who have come to this material world, he want to bring them back to the spiritual world. So that's also one of the reason. And also Prabhupada reminds us the ultimate reason is that Krishna is not that Krishna is forced. He is Abhigna Swarat, like fully conscious and completely independent. He comes by his own sweet will. So we have seen the previous prayer as prayer of Devaki and Vasudeva. In their previous life, Krishna appeared for them, and in this prayer, as Lord Brahma appealed to Kshirodaka Vishnu, he came to relieve the burden. And also the other reason can be for his own transcendental leelas. Like he simply loves to interact with his devotees. We see many of his pastimes with his Gopa friends, gopis in Vrindavan, and various other pastimes in like Govardhan Leela, which was which was amazing pastime in the Krishna, life of Krishna. So, though there are many apparent reasons, the truth is that Krishna is never compelled. He comes out of his causeless mercy. No one could order him, or no one could say him to appear at this time, at this place. It is his own will where he has to appear, in which family he has to appear, at what time he has to appear. It's his own sweet will, because he is the ultimate creator. He can do anything he wants, and the main reason is he wants to relish his pastimes with his devotees and his companions. And as we have seen in Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, the pastimes also, he was accompanied with his many of his associates like Gadadhar Pandit, Srivas Thakur, Advaita Acharya, Nityananda Prabhu, and many other devotees. Even we see example of Prahlad Maharaj. He was a very strong devotee, and after being kept several tests on him, like he was being very much tortured by his own father, Hiranyakashipu, like passing on serpents onto him, passing on elephants to kill him, and placing him in the fire, and various other ways, poisoning him. But still, he rescued him in all the ways, and finally, when the time has come, he appeared out of the pillar as Narasimhadev and protected Prahlad Maharaj and killed Hiranyakashipu. So similarly, Krishna appears whenever his devotees are in need. So that's the important aspect. Next comes is like, what are practical lessons that we can take from this prayer? So, what are, when it comes to our personal burden, we think of personal burden can be our job aspect, security aspect, and some insecurities like food, clothing, all the basic amenities that we daily use in our day-to-day life, and whatever the problems we face in this material world, like problems due to the other living entities, problems due to natural calamities, problems due to our own body and self. So, just as earth has become overburdened, our hearts also become envy due to stress, lust, greed, anger, and anxieties. So the only way is to lighten is to invite Krishna in. Krishna, while we are inviting Krishna, we have to be pure. So in order to be pure, we have to constantly remember him, chant his holy name, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. By constantly chanting this holy name offenselessly, one can pure their hearts and can be free from all the 6 anarthas, and then Krishna as a Paramatma in our heart reciprocates, and he makes us realize what we are and how to progress in this spiritual life. So also Krishna is the maintainer. In Bhagavad Gita chapter 15, Krishna says, I under the earth and sustain all living beings. The world itself floats because of his presence. Similarly, our spiritual life floats only because of his causeless mercy. If he decides to take away you in a split second, it might be possible, because we don't know at what moment we may encounter our end of the life or death. So it's his mercy, and today we are reading Shrimadbhagavatam, means that's the causeless mercy of our gurus and acharyas, because they have tirelessly made the efforts in making these translations possible, and also arranging all the facilities for us to relish this Shrimadbhagavatam and to associate with many of the devotees. And also Prabhupada even quotes like, we should never try to equate God with man, like compare the Supreme God with an ordinary man. Because the Prabhupada wants this against the idea of Daridra Narayana. Krishna is never poor or equal to anyone. He is the supreme controller. And even Brahma and Shiva are under him. And even we see in the offenses of the holy name, the second offense is like to consider the names of demigods like Lord Shiva or Lord Brahma to be equal to or independent to the holy name of Lord Vishnu. So even Shiva and Brahma are under the Supreme Lord. What to think of ordinary beings who are in this material world, just sustaining and making their own get-ups like fake Babas and fake Gurus, making themselves as God. They are simply rascals. So, and also reducing the burden of the world. So the real way to help the earth is not only through material conservation that we do by protecting trees, afforestation, and using of various alternative resources like solar energy, wind energy, and some other alternatives, but also by promoting dharma and spiritual practical aspects to the living entities, so that they will be inspired by that and they will take upon the process seriously. They will try to understand, okay, what's our whole and sole purpose of the life and how to lead a good and proper way of life. And see, now we have witnessed how many people have been changing their daily lifestyle to Krishna conscious lifestyles. We have seen many of the devotees, many devotees who have changed, slowly, drastically changed their lives and been spiritually blissful in their lives. So when people chant Hare Krishna, when people live by God consciousness or Krishna consciousness, the earth becomes relieved. Imagine a place or a state with full of devotees, how much blissful it would be. There won't be any clashes, there won't be any problems, because when we are in Krishna consciousness process, we see everyone as the soul, and which is the part and parcel of Supreme. So we don't feel any envy towards others, we don't have any greed to exploit them or harm them, because we see not in a bodily platform but in a spiritual sense, like a soul. On a soul platform, we see everyone as the soul, and we see everyone are the fragment of Krishna, and everyone are children of Krishna. So when we see everything as Krishna family, then there won't be any problems arising in this world. So just like we see like pollution burdens the earth, our sinful activities also pollute human society. Spiritual practice is the greatest ecological service because it purifies human hearts, reducing the true burden. Because if a person in a family is being changed, or if he is progressed in the path of bhakti, then by seeing him, his entire family may still progress in that and may try to practice the way of life he is following. Because Prabhupada even quotes in many of the lectures like a happy person is the best preacher, because simply by looking at his life, many people are getting inspired by that, and many people wanted to inquire from him how he is being very happy and how he is leading a peaceful life. Today we may have encountered many of the scenarios like when we go on for a walk or when we go outside, people watch us closely, like what we are doing, what activities we are doing, how we are engaging with the people. So after continuous observation, some of our friends or some of our intimate relatives, they may ask, like, how are you managing all these things? How are you being peaceful? And do you maintain any unique like lifestyle? And do you maintain any food restrictions or something? And what caused you change in this? So we start explaining like I'm practicing Krishna consciousness, and I started chanting regularly Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. Slowly, I got to realize what's the importance of our life. So we just say our own experience to them, so that they are also interested, and they also say like, I also wanted to join programs, and how I also wanted to see how the program would be. So simply you following strictly or sincerely in the process, many other people inspired by your sincerity. So we have to strive to be very sincere and pure in our endeavors. And I would like to quote another story of Dhruv Maharaj. We know as Dhruv Maharaj, when he got insulted by his stepmother, he went on for austerities at the age of just 5 years into the forest, and he was meditating on the Lord for months. So he was strictly observing fast, and due to his sincere meditation, sincere endeavor to see the Supreme Lord Vishnu appeared before him, and he asked for a benediction. Then Dhruv Maharaj says like, I only aspired for a broken glass pieces, but I found a real diamond. What can be more valuable than this? Your darshan, your presence is more valuable. So then Lord Vishnu got very much impressed by that, and the endeavors by a little boy, Dhruv Maharaj, at the age of 5. He awarded the planet Dhruvaloka to him, which is quite bigger than his great-grandfather Lord Brahma's planet also. So Dhruvaloka is the planet of Dhruva Maharaj. So when he prayed with full heart, Krishna appeared and removed his inner burdens of revenge and pride, because he felt very insulted and hurt by the actions of his stepmother. So this shows Krishna not only relieves the earth's burden, but also our personal ones. So today I would like to conclude by saying a few things. To summarize, Queen Kunti compares the earth to an overloaded boat. So when we see an overloaded boat, when it is about to sink, we try to move some of our items here and there to just adjust the boat balance. So the real burden was not physical, but the weight of irreligion and sinful leaders. So Mother Earth felt it was too overburdened for her. And the Mother Earth, when she felt aggrieved by this, she approached Brahma, and Brahma prayed to Lord. The Lord always responds to the sincere prayers or cries of his devotees. And Krishna's appearance has many apparent causes, but ultimately he comes out of his free will, and as he is independent, and he out of his causeless mercy only he appears wherever he likes to appear. And the message for us is we need to remove the burden of our own life, our own anarthas which are in our heart, by regularly chanting Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, engaging in the service of Supreme Lord, and associating with the saintly persons regularly. So we have to be dependent on Krishna, who is the sustainer and who is the maintainer of all the living entities. And it will also helps to relieve the material world's burden by spreading dharma, chanting, and living spiritually, as I have mentioned earlier, like by just by resembling your own sincerity, many people might be inspired in and around you. So one last statement to end is like, just as Krishna lightened the earth when she was sinking, he would also lighten our hearts when we sink in the ocean of anxieties. So let us pray similar to Kunti Devi with humility and dependence, and surely he will appear to us and resolve all our problems in this in this material world. Problems are arising one problem after the another. So we have to make an endeavor to get out of this material world and to reach the spiritual abode where we can serve the Supreme Lord with utmost attention and sincerity. Hare Krishna. Any questions or comments?
Very nice class, Prabhu. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Hare Grantraj Shrimadbhagavatam ki Jai. Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Prabhu.